Hey there, Stephen Williams here. I'm so grateful to be a part of your day. Thank you for attending or being a part of another session of Behind the Veil. I definitely am excited. Listen, I'm back in the saddle doing my running, making sure I'm getting ready for summertime, fighting to be fit. I was inspired today because somebody actually started their exercise, and I'm so grateful that they did. We're inspiring each other to be better, all right? And that's what this whole channel is about. There are 4 areas, again, that we talk about in these 4 areas. As I was doing this and fighting to be fit, we want to go behind the veil and talk about some things of how do you actually get there. And we do this, we fight in our faith, in our finances, in our focus, and in our fitness. Those are the 4 areas: your faith, your finances, your focus, and your fitness. Those are the areas that I think it'll take us a lifetime to continue to work on it and become better and do better things in it. All right. So tonight, again, thank you. First of all, subscribe. Take a moment and subscribe. Hit the button and get the notification. And then share this with some friends. Tell everybody. Share it with your friends. It's some good, powerful information. Next week, I'm excited that my interview season will start. Got some people and some businesses, and we're going to talk and interview and have a good time and find out how they make it, what happened, how were they able to do it. And so I'm really, really, really excited about that. I'm excited about where this is going. All right. So this week, very quickly, I want to talk to you about, I'm whispering like I'm telling a secret. No, I want to talk to you about the voices. I want to talk to you about the voices. So let's share a story. And I have like 20,000 stories that I can tell you about this. When I first started singing in 1986, 87, I was a part of a university choir. And he has since then pulled me in and become an instrumental part. But there were 2 types of influences that I had. I used to sing in what they call the gospel choir. And then I used to sing, this was at WSSU. And I used to sing in the university choir. And of course, back then there was no cross-pollination. And I'm finding out about my musical gift. And it is what it is. Guess what? It's mine. And the university choir director would tell me periodically, you're going to have trash in your voice singing that gospel. You're going to have trash in your voice singing that gospel. And then when I went and sang with the gospel group, I was a young guy then. I had just started singing, and I understand it now more than ever. But there were songs that I thought I could outsing the people who were singing it, and I was not chosen. I was not chosen to sing. And instead of it becoming detrimental for me, that became fuel for me. That became activity for me to show both entities that a little junk from the gospel choir was good on this side if I knew how to learn and matriculate between the 2. All right. And then fast forward, there was another person who I looked up to as a person who could help me with my vocals and a person who could do some wonderful things with my vocals. And there were 2 of us, and I don't know why, but for whatever reason, he chose the other person to train and to develop. And then that person really is absolutely phenomenal, and I love their gift. But the fact to being pushed aside, it began to create pieces of doubt in the brain. Right? And then I can move forward with different things. And what I had to do was I had to actually go back. The older I got, I had to actually go back and question myself, ask myself, is it my not doing a thing? What is the hindrance of me not doing a thing? What is the holdup of me not doing a thing? And I had to go back and examine. It really was voices. There were voices from my past that are louder than the voices in my future. And I know you're going to say, that's not coming from you, because some of you who are watching this think probably I'm one of the most arrogant and one of the most confident persons that you've ever met. There might be some truth to confident, all right? Not arrogant, because I don't think I'm the best at doing it by myself. That's arrogant. But am I good at what I do? Now that's confident. And I'm confident in the power who called me, all right? But I had to elevate myself. I even had someone that I was dating, and I was singing like this other particular person, and they said to me, "Oh, you'll never sound like so-and-so." Just kind of crushed my little world, trying to hurt my little feelings. But I began to look, and I examined, and out of all the years that I've been dealing with, I started looking and I started examining myself and other people, and I had to find out, why have I not succeeded? And it is because the measuring stick of the voices that were in your head. Now, let's talk about that. So when you start talking about family members and how you learned, I watched somebody on social media say they had to fight to learn how to become a millionaire. They had to fight to learn how to become successful. And it's because they had never heard success in their family growing up. They had never seen it. And they had always been taught negatively about, just go get a job and work and do this and live like you live. And they had never heard it. So in this context, they had never heard the positivity of the voice, which then that voice became stronger than the voice of their future. All right? Y'all, I hope you're with me. Because one of the things that's become important, that's limiting your ability, I want you to go back and examine, what voice are you hearing? Are you hearing the voice of possibility, or are you hearing the voice that is saying to you that you can't? Some people really sabotage love because of the voice of something that somebody else has said to them. There are some beautiful women, there are some beautiful men, they're just handsome guys, and they have the confidence of a rock. And it's because somebody has shared with them that they can't do it. And this generation is notorious for listening to the noise of social media, Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, and we listen to so many of the comments, and the comments drive us to not do or to do. And I submit and I suggest to you, you say you don't listen to the comments, but why haven't you gotten any further than you should be? What's the holdup? What's hanging on? What's making you not be? What's making you not become? You know you have the gift. You know that you have the ability. You know that you have the intelligence. I want you to go back and I want you to examine the voices. For the dark skin, when I was growing up, dark skin wasn't in. And now, even now, there is this whole thing on social media that is trying to make sure that chocolate is in and light skin is this and that and the other, and the shape and the bodies, and people are thin. Hey, I'm going to get thin this summer. I really am. I'm working on it. I really am. But even in all of that, I am what I am. I am who I am. I am how I'm made. All I can do is enhance what I got. All I can do is keep it in shape, get it a little fit, run a little bit, get a little exercise. But what I had to learn was I had to get the voices out of my head. Because there are some people who are notorious and who are gifted in being able to keep you down. There are some people who are gifted in being able to tell you what you can and cannot do. And I had to give myself permission. This is going to sound crazy. I had to give myself permission to be okay with being successful, trusting my gift, with being okay with putting myself out on Front Street. I was listening to, and this is going to be a rare moment for some of you, but I was listening to Gumbo, PJ Morton, and because I'm getting ready to put out a project, and someone suggested, no. I heard a song, and I asked who was that, and then from there, someone suggested that I kind of go listen to it or go look at it, and so I went out and I looked at the whole thing on YouTube, and at the end of it, one of the things that I got from him was he said, The music was wonderful. His interpretation of it was wonderful. But what I got from it at the end is that sometimes you have to do what's inside of you. You can't listen to the voices. You can't listen to the voices of your record company. You can't listen to the voices of your mom and them. You can't listen to the voices of ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, however they did it or treated you. You have to be able to be confident to listen to the voice within you. And here's the challenge. Sometimes the voices of your yesterday are louder than the voices of your tomorrow, and they mess up your voice of right now. Listen, there is no reason why you shouldn't get your money straight. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to exercise. The only reason why I learned almost everything that I'm learning it from YouTube University. There's so much information out there. There are so many things that you can learn: how to exercise, how to eat right, how to do music, how to produce. You can learn it. But the challenge is you have to make sure it is incorporated with your ability and your God-given gift. And so I've learned a lot of how to do what I need to do, but I had to erase the voices of my past from yesterday that told me that I couldn't, that told me that I was this, that told me that I was that told me my voice was not this, or my body type was not that, or I don't speak like so-and-so, or I don't look like so-and-so. And you've got to be able to dismiss all of that and just start the ball rolling. I know this is simple stuff. I know it feels simple, but you will not believe the many people that I have encountered who are scripturally sound, who are singing talent, gifted in their talented. And I mean, just all around great people, just wonderful at it, but can't, for whatever reason, get over the hump to ever start. And I'm trying to figure out why. And it's because there is a voice inside of you that's telling you that you couldn't. And you're obeying that voice louder than you are obeying the voice of what you can. Now, so what have I started to do? Y'all gonna be proud of me, especially my people from down, people who know me. Let me put this on. People who know me understand. People who know me very well. And so I started cooking. Now, most people who are around me will tell you, Lord Jesus, please don't let that boy cook that damn morsel. But what I found out is I was taught how to do this by my grandmother. I lived with my grandmother. And when I go back to the strategy of life and how strategic God is about how he places us and where he places us, it was never that I didn't know how to. It was that I didn't want to. But now that I'm back into the groove of it, I love seasoning my own food. I love the way it tastes when I cook it. And so I'm turning into a mini chef. Just mini, though. It's going to be mini, all right? Not going to be big, just mini. And in the process, finding things that I can do, and I'm comfortable because now I'm hearing the voice of my grandmother say that you can. She used to always say, you're going to need this. She taught me how to clean. She taught me how to wash clothes. She taught me how to cook food and prepare. My grandfather taught me how to work on cars. Now, look at these hands. I'm probably not going to be doing no car work, but I know how to. I know what to look for. I know where to go. And those are the things I started getting back to, and not the things of people saying that I can't. And so I don't listen to those voices from my yesterday. I'm listening to the voice from within, and it is louder. It is loud and clear. Now, here are some of the things that I think we should learn how to do. If we're going to make this next thing, you must change how you handle you and your future. You must change how you handle what's getting ready to happen to you. It's time for you to be timely. It's time for you to be educated. It's time for you to know what you know. It's time for you to guard your heart, but follow it all at the same time. It's time for you to understand your gift. It's time for you to stop speaking negatively about things that are going on. If God gave you the plan to do it, if you heard the voice to be able to become it, then doggone it, just go do it. As you move forward, you'll find out that there are things that have already been prepared for you. I'm so inspired by so many different people right now in my life. And they know who they are, and because I'm no longer afraid to just tell people how I feel, what's going on in my heart of hearts. And it's because I'm now listening. I'm now listening to the voice that I need to listen to. Now, you ready for this? I also don't have to put up with foolishness. And I know how to do it now without killing people. I don't have to be in your presence. If you're not my kind of person, if you're not the person with the character that I want to hang out with at this point in my life and at that point in your life, then guess what? We don't have to do that. And we don't have to make up anything. It makes me no less of whatever greatness that I'm supposed to be. So you got to learn. I listened to a girl today about financial literacy, and she's created an app to teach people how to learn how to do credit scores. I'm sorry. I wish I remembered your name so that I could promote what you're doing. There's a young African-American sister, and she's doing a great job. I looked her up and saw her, did the interviews. And so I'm preparing, I'm listening, I'm doing it because it's right there in front of you. Check out your friends. Check out your friends, all right? Just check them out. How many of them, and I had to work on this. How many of them can go to the bank, walk in the bank right now, get $5,000 out and it not hurt them? If we can't do that, then that means we are doing something wrong. At least in my eyes, we're doing something that's not right, because we should be able to, at this point in life, not only be able to go do that, but pass that knowledge on to people that's behind us and share with the generations behind us that they can do it, and then show them how to do it. Be the voice of positivity. Be the voice of endorsement. Be the voice of correction, because you can't do what you do and not be on time. You can't do what you do and not learn your craft. You can't do all the things that you want to do and not study and not practice and not look it up and not, hey, look, it's out there. You've got to listen to the voice of possibility and not the voice of doubt. This is where we're going. We're going straight in. We're going to make this thing happen. We're going to become the best people with excellence and expectation. All right. So here's the last thing I want to talk about today, and then I'm out. I wanted to make sure that I talk to you that there is such a change that's happening because I'm no longer listening to anything doubtful, because I'm no longer listening to what I can't do. I'm listening to what I can do, and the possibilities are endless. You can be wealthy. You can be healthy. You can be focused. And you can be spiritual. You can. Not religious. I'm talking about spiritual. And you don't have to be spiritual and not like the church. You can like the church. Yes, you can. We're going to talk about that. But this whole notion is the thing that's up with me now is expectation. And so I'll be teaching some expectation around my ministry and in the church and around people who are going to hang out with me. There is a measure of expectation. When you get to the point of excellence, when you get to the point where you know and you understand and you trust that voice that's inside of you, then you have to put an expectation out in the atmosphere. Because if you don't, people will give you anything. But if they know that you have an expectation, then they at least be sensitive. I'll never forget, years ago, we were late. I was trying to go to a meeting. This had to be 15, 17 years ago. We were able to go to a meeting, and we get to the meeting, and we're like 5 minutes, 10 minutes late. And the person, when we get to the meeting, the person walks out of the meeting. And they said, when you get serious about my time, come to the next meeting. But you don't treat my time like it's serious. And they literally walked out. I bet you what? We weren't late anymore for any more meetings, right? There is an expectation that you must establish. But you can't do that if you're still listening to the voice of doubt. What about the voice of your future? What you're hearing now is helping you change your future. What you're hearing now is helping you change your direction. I am going to put out music. I am going to do interviews. I am going to do Behind the Veil. I am going to be the best speaker I can be. I am going to be the best singer I can be. I am going to be the best writer, songwriter that I can be. And whether or not anybody jump on it, guess what? I have a satisfaction within myself that it's going to work. And I have a knowledge. I have something. There's a vibe. There's a call. There's a voice that's telling me that I can and that this is the time. I will save money. As long as I have breath, I will get in shape. I'm doing my miles. Those of you who are keeping up with me, I'm running my miles. I'm fighting to be fit. And that's because I'm not listening to the voice that tells you what you're supposed to look like after 50. What you supposed to look like after 50. How fast you supposed to be. What you should look like. No, I'm going for the ab. I'm talking about the ab. I'm going to look for the ab. No, I'm looking for the voice. And I'm following the voice. And I need you to do the same thing. Stop letting little things discourage you. Stop letting those voices from your past be bigger than your voice of your future. It's messing up your today, and it's certainly going to mess up your tomorrow. Listen, next week I'm so excited that we're going to start our interview process. I'm studying interviewing. How do I interview? As much as I like to talk, interviewers got to listen. And so I'm learning how to do this because the voice of my future is telling me that I can. And guess what? I will. And it's going to be the best that I can make it in this season right now. I planned on being wealthy. I planned on being healthy. I planned on being having my faith. And I planned on staying focused so that I can be the best me that I can be, so I can travel where I'm supposed to travel, so that I can live like I'm supposed to live, not under anybody else's guise and not angrily. People say, I don't pay attention to nobody. I do it my way. But yet you still living like you in yesterday's moment. That was never his intent. The scripture declares he gave you power to get wealth. He wants you to be wealthy. Jeremiah says that he has good thoughts of you. Thoughts of good, not of evil, to bring you to an expected end. He didn't pull you out and give you the DNA, give you the voice, give you the book. The only thing people trying to do is get you to not listen to the book or the people who's got the voice to help you find your voice. Don't listen to it. It's a distraction. It's trying to make you become more of yourself. This is a season for you to listen to the voice of your future so you can become and live like you're supposed to live. Anybody gonna join me? Anybody gonna roll with me? Let's study it. Let's live in it. Let's live in it right now, not yesterday. You are beautiful. You're fearfully, you're wonderfully made. You're beautiful. You're strong, whether you like dark skin, light skin, brown skin, caramel, whether you tall like me or short, whether you slim, fat, whether you built with muscles, all of that. You have a gift. Follow the voice of your gift. And I promise you, you're going to be as great as you need to be. Thank you so much for this week, for hanging out with me. I promise you we're going to get our interview process started. I'm so looking forward to finding out how people do what they do, where they come from, how we going to go behind the veil. And I want you to come on and go on this journey with me. Listen, tell your friends, subscribe, and get the notification, and then share this with your friends. Go on down there and share it. Put it on your Facebook page and let people see that something is going on behind the veil. Maybe one day we'll interview you and talk about your successes. I can't wait. Look, if you want to check me out, go to Stephen L. Williams LLC.com. That's my website. Hit me up. Stephen L. STEPHEN L. Williams WILLIAMS LLC.com, and you'll be able to find all of the social media stuff and be able to hit me up, because I can't wait to find out how you came out and what it took for you to become the success that you should be, that you will become. Be encouraged. Until next week, we're going to keep on doing this as we find out stuff behind the veil.